founded the One Pulse Foundation to honor Pulse victims and survivors.
If you're an ally of this community, speak out. There are more of us together than apart. It is the power of love in its rawest form.
Join the fight for LGBTQ acceptance. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
For a smarter start to your day, wake up and stream KCBS.
Good morning. I'm Margie Schaefer.
And I'm Eric Thomas. First up, a check on KCBS traffic with Kim Wonderly.
We're always live and local on your smart speaker.
Yeah, traffic's been relatively well behaved, but we're starting to see some of these commutes fill in.
Tell your smart speaker to play KCBS Radio.
For all contest rules, go to 957thegame.com/rules. For all contest rules, go to 957thegame.com/rules.
957 The Game, KGMZ FM at HD1 San Francisco. An Odyssey station.
Good morning.
It's time to wake up. It's 5, and we're live.
Oh, is this thing on? I don't care. I want him to hear.
This is the Pregame Show, your early morning shot of sports on 95.7 The Game. Come on!
Oh, yes. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the Pregame Show with Joe Spadoni, and it is a wet and windy and ugly Friday here in the Bay Area. But welcome in. I appreciate you if you're just getting off work, if you're just getting on work, if you're getting ready for school, getting ready for a trip, getting ready to go up to Tahoe, whatever you're getting ready to do. Please be safe out there. Like I said, it is wet and windy on those roads. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for listening. Again, if you would like to get involved with the show, the number is 888-957-9570. 888-957-9570. Xfinity mobile text line. Call or text that number. YouTube, Twitch, hello, how you doing? Hit me up there. Twitter, at Spadoni_Joe. So, speaking of ugly, like the weather out there, there was ugliness at the arena formerly known as Staples Center down in Los Angeles last night as the Los Angeles Lakers beat down the Golden State Warriors 124-111. The final score doesn't really do it justice. After that third quarter, and hell, after about a couple minutes into the first, the Lakers controlled that game. They controlled it. They kind of got sloppy there at the end of the second quarter, allowed the Warriors to have a pulse, and then that third quarter, it was just night-night after that. You had LeBron James and Anthony Davis combining for 25 points. That's a recipe for a win, usually. But when you get guys like Malik Beasley having 25 points, Hachimura off the bench with 14, Mo Bamba with 10, Dennis Schroeder with 13, Austin Reeves 17, Lonnie Walker 10, that's just not going to get it done. And defense. We talked about it, and it's just been a theme all year long. You're not beating anybody with that defense. Now, I know Andrew Wiggins was out last night, personal reasons there. Don't expect him to be there tonight when the Warriors take on the Rockets. So we shall see with that. Stephen Curry, obviously going to be reevaluated next week. These without Steph, yeah. Feels like a must-win, kind of. You got to win at least one, and it's not looking good. First start of the season, not looking good. On offense, who showed up last night for the Warriors? Clay? Okay. He usually has a good night. 4 of 11 from 3, though. Not the best. 22 points. John Ireland, the radio voice of the Los Angeles Lakers, was on Willard Dibbs yesterday. He's like, Klay Thompson, I expect that guy to get hot. Total reverse. John Ireland there. 22 points to lead all Warriors scorers. You had Ty Jerome, 8 of 15 for 20 points. He was attacking the paint, but on defense again, a scarecrow standing there. Loon Dog, appreciate what he had to do off the bench. 10 points, 15 boards. I appreciated Loon Dog's performance last night. Guy's a grinder. He gets down and dirty. That is not an easy matchup against Anthony freaking Davis. And they did a good job on him for the most part. But, again, it goes back to if the three ball's not hitting for the Golden State Warriors, they're done. They're done. They don't have anything else to keep them in games if the three ball's not hitting at this moment. You don't have one of the best defenders on your team playing last night, Andrew Wiggins. You don't have the top scorer on your team, I need to stop saying one of. He's the greatest shooter of all time. You don't have the greatest shooter of all time and Stephen Curry out there. So you got to do everything else, the little things, and you got to do that times 10, times 1,000. The defense, the activity, it needs to be there. It wasn't. You need to be attacking the paint, penetrating, ball movement. Anthony Davis, give him credit. Future Hall of Famer, hell of a defensive player. But again, when he's not out there, I want to see more attacking at the rim. Saw it at times. Kuminga, glad he started. Like the minutes he got. It wasn't his best night. It wasn't. But I like the assist total. 5 assists for him. He was distributing. He was active. DiVincenzo, not his best night. I know I saw a lot on social media. Dirty DiVincenzo trending. I was like, relax. Saw D'Angelo Russell roll his ankle as DiVincenzo was behind him when D'Lo was stepping back. Ankle rolled. X-rays are negative. He's listed as day-to-day. No harm, no foul. Let's move on. There's nothing malicious in Dante DiVincenzo's intent there. But not the best night from him. And Jordan Poole, 3 of 13. Yeah, he got to the line. 8 of 9 from the line, 16 points, but that's not going to get it done. Draymond, again, he shot it 10 times, 6 points, not going to get it done. Just not going to get it done. That's just been a theme of the Warriors this entire season, as they are now a game under 500, as they go 7-23 on the road now on the season. Just unbelievable. The home and away splits, and they are back home tonight against the Houston Rockets. Warriors Live, 6 o'clock, round 2, John Dickinson. Tune in. We'll have all your coverage right here, 95.7 The Game. Tim Roy will be on the call. So to say that they need to win tonight would be putting it lightly. It feels like a must-win. This feels like a must-win game. After last night, after getting destroyed, after having that long break, and you hear all the reporters that we had on yesterday, Dalton Johnson, NBC Sports Bay Area, they looked loose. Just Steve Kerr was having a good time. The players looked loose. It was fun. They looked too loose. Because coming out like that out of the All-Star break was a total dud. It was a vibe killer, and it just accentuates these next 3 games even more. You got Rockets tonight. You got T-Wolves on Sunday. I will be at that game with young Benjamin. Better show out for me. Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, Anthony Edwards. Hope that everyone puts on a show there. Just want to be entertained. Don't have a dog in the fight. And then the Blazers to round out those next 3 games. And by the way, the Blazers, real quick, Dame Lillard, was he a healthy scratch? Are they actively just tanking now for Wembanyama? Yikes. I mean, maybe that helps. As far as the play-in game spots for the Warriors are concerned, it helps the Lakers, that's for sure. But what the hell was that? Just a great game of basketball last night as well around the league. The game leading into the TNT Staples Center game, that was the Sixers and the Memphis Grizzlies. John Morant, Dylan Brooks, by the way, such a buck. This guy. And the Grizzlies, just peak Grizzlies choking last night too in Philadelphia. Embiid, Brooks, they were going at it. Jarrett Jackson, just elite defense, interior defense going on. Big shots happening. James Harden, the distributor. Okay. All right, James, I see you. Let's see. What we're not seeing with the Golden State Warriors, though, as we bring it back, is good basketball. And 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. We saw Bonte's panic meter last night on the NBC Bay Area broadcast. It's on an all-time high. Is that how you're feeling right now, Warriors fans? What's going on? 510 Xfinity Mobile text line. If we don't win tonight, is it time to start thinking lottery pick and shutting down Steph? Well, I just mentioned the Blazers. They did that just first game in, it seems like. I don't think it's that far. But if they lose the next 3 games, and if there's no Wiggins, that is a possibility. I know the Rockets have their owner out there and Mardi Gras just actively saying his team stinks and they're trying to get Victor Wembanyama. If they lose to this Rockets team, and what has shown you throughout this entire season that they will absolutely beat them? Nothing, because they could lose to anyone on every given night. That's just what the NBA is, and that's just what this Warrior season's been. So they could absolutely lose tonight. You can't. That can't happen. But if it does, then it starts to creep into the back of your mind. Now you're 2 games under 500. Then Sunday comes. T-Wolves team that you lost earlier in the season. Granted, they had D'Angelo Russell at the time, but still a team fighting for the playoffs. Is Wiggins going to be back for that one? If not, no Wiggins, no Steph. 3 games under 500. Blazers, we'll see. But you're starting to catch a theme here about these games without Stephen Curry. You need to win them. You need to at least win one of them, because you cannot expect Steph to come back and you're still going to be climbing out of these holes. Because even with Stephen Curry on the court for the Warriors, they were still losing games like you saw last night. They were still losing games to the Orlando Magics of the world, to the Detroit Pistons of the world, Sadiq Bey game-winning shots. Like, that stuff was still happening. So yeah, tonight's pretty damn important, and we'll have all that coverage for you right here on 95.7 The Game. On the YouTube chat, hello. Appreciate all of you checking in. Again, 888-957-9570 if you'd like to get involved on the text line or on YouTube chat. Holy Lessons on the YouTube chat. Where's Wiggins? They're just saying personal reasons right now. I hope everything is okay with Andrew Wiggins. But anytime you have a healthy scratch for personal reasons for the Clippers game right before the All-Star break, and then it's through the All-Star break and he's still not back, it's concerning. It's concerning. I don't want to speculate anything about that, but I hope everything is okay with him and his family. And that's all you can say. Yes, it's frustrating that he's not in there, but again, bigger stuff than basketball when it comes to personal matters like that, I would assume. So, yeah, no Wiggins, I would assume tonight, and then I'd out indefinitely is what I'm seeing from the San Francisco Chronicle. He's going to remain away from the team indefinitely. So, whatever that means, that's the next 4 games without Steph. Makes it that much more difficult, especially on the defensive end when you're missing his two-way play, not only on offense, but especially on defense. Draymond can't do everything, right? DiVincenzo, Clay, Poole. We got Ty Jerome out there getting 30 minutes. Anthony Lamb, 0 of 6, 0 of 4 from 3. 0 points. Oof. Again, MVP of the night for the Warriors is Loon Dog. 10 points, 15 boards. Shout out Looney. Hell of a job, hell of an assignment he has to do. But again, it's just not going to get it done. It's just not going to get it done. It's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. And right now, it's a lot of Mr. Hyde for the Golden State Warriors. It's been scary. It's been scary. And I don't see it getting any better anytime soon, because why would it? It's been like this more than 2/3 of the season. It's not just going to suddenly get better. This defense isn't suddenly going to get better. And Bomani Jones, who joined Damon and Rado yesterday, Allen in for Damon, as Ray Rado's doing a tremendous job driving, by the way. A-chair Ray. Ugh. Love it. The Ray chair is what we should call it. But Bomani, you know him, formerly of ESPN, has his show on HBO Max, Game Theory. He knows it all. He's great at the NBA, NFL, all sports, social, what have you. And before the game, they talked to him about his thoughts on the Warriors and if they are still title contenders. And he doesn't think so, and here's his reason why.
I still don't think that this particular incarnation of the Warriors plays defense like the previous ones had, and that's what's going to wind up being the issue. So could they play enough defense, say, if they got in the play-in and then caught Denver in the first round? Do I think they play enough defense to win that? No, I don't. But I think once you start getting below like that top 3, anything goes in the West. I got no idea how much better anybody in the West is than each other between like 3 and 12.
It's the defense, and he was spot on. And we've been talking about it all year right here on the pregame show. We've been talking about it at the station. Defense wins championships still in the NBA. And it's never going to be as elite as it was, hell, even a decade ago, maybe even 5 years ago. But you need to show what you did last year. It was The two best defensive teams in the game going at it. I don't think that was a coincidence in the Celtics and the Warriors. Celtics, they're still pretty damn good because they're doing it at both ends of the floor. The Warriors, yeah, health is a factor of that. But health is a factor of just getting older. Steph getting hurt, he's older. That's going to happen. The wear and tear of the grind of this season, Klay Thompson, it's the back end of a back-to-back. Is he going to play tonight? I would hope so, because good luck without Klay, Wiggins, and Steph, even against the Rockets. Even against that crappy Rockets team that's actively tanking and is just bad. And you got to be really bad in today's NBA to not even be a part of the play-in discussion. And there's only two teams in the Western Conference like that, and that's the Spurs and the Rockets. So you need to win this game tonight. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Must win tonight. From the YouTube chat, and you guys are fired up this morning. I appreciate you guys. Francis Clome or Clome, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly for you. Klay's not being himself defensively, but he's still better than most players in this league. That might be the rat on the table. Defensively, he's solid. Maybe at times he'll have a play here or there where it looks like it's the old Klay, but he's never going to be that elite stopper, two-way player again. And that's through no his fault of his own. He's getting older. He's had two major injuries. The fact that he's even might be playing another back-to-back tonight is testament to his work ethic and his ability to stay focused mentally and both physically. Like, it's a hell of an achievement. That said, yeah, he's not the same guy. And it's more and more apparent as the season goes on, and it's more and more heightened and focused when you have the actual second best defender on the team in Andrew Wiggins, when he's not in there. Then the focus comes in on guys like Klay Thompson a little bit more. And Jordan Poole, we don't need to say anything about that. We know he's a turnstile on the defense for the most part. Maybe have a steal or two. Turnovers weren't great last night. He had one where he just tripped on the... That one was just... He just tripped on the floor. I thought at first it was like a Schroeder or Reeves. It was like, just ate it. Chunked it. Like me on my wheelies. My Heelys as a kid. You know, remember Heelys? When you're just testing them out, you're just getting used to it, and then you just kept eating it and eating it and eating it on the hard gravel. And for some reason, you were in shorts with your Heelys. Yeah, it wasn't a good time. That's what Jordan Poole must have been wearing last night, because that was a weird turnover. 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. Hamza Raja, Wiggins' defenses fell off from the YouTube chat. No. The guy was dealing with an adductor strain and some illnesses, and I think he was well on his way to rounding back into form. His defense is still pretty damn good. Now, on the offensive end, he can coast at times still. And it just sucks that he's been out, and that's just the only word I could find for it. It sucks. It sucks. And I hope everything's okay with him. And the Warriors desperately need him. And if you're a Warriors fan that was trying to crush him and thinking last year was a mirage from the All-Star game to him showing out in the playoffs, icing up Luka Doncic, if you thought that was all just a fluke, well, you're just realizing how truly important he is now, especially without Stephen Curry. So again, Warriors, they're taking on the Rockets tonight, seemingly without Andrew Wiggins, who is out indefinitely with personal matters, and Stephen Curry being reevaluated next week. Here's Steve Kerr, head coach of the Golden State Warriors, last night after the game, talking about his current team being different and having to build upon that.
We're a very different team, totally different teams. I wouldn't compare this team to teams in the past. We are our own team, and so we have to form our own identity. And unfortunately, we're struggling with the same issues. The fouling was another huge factor tonight. We're sending them to the line over and over again. And I thought we had some disjointed offensive possessions, some turnovers, some difficult shots that were basically shot turnovers. And there were several key stretches where we had a chance. We had gotten ourselves back in the game, and then we just couldn't put it together, couldn't connect the game and make a run. And so it's all right there for us on tape, and we'll show them, we'll keep coaching and keep trying to get better.
Just got to keep trying to get better. I mean, sooner or later, it just turns into coach speak at this point. We've been hearing it all year. Just got to get better. Got to try to mix and match. And there's just some lineups last night where it's just... when I'm having Ty Jerome and Anthony Lamb out there with Jermichael Green at any point, I'm just, what are we doing? Willard and Dibbs, what are we doing? 510, Xfinity Mobile text line. Why is Andre on the team? All caps. He's the Udonis Haslem. Come on. He's Iggy. We love Iggy. He's helping the guys out there. Come on. 510, he's doing a bang-up job. Being a good mentor for these young kids. Taking up that roster spot. He's doing a hell of a job. Good job, Iguodala. Great mentorship on the season. 209 Xfinity Mobile text line. The Warriors about to lose tonight and show with this team. It's going to be done. They're going to show how we are the worst team in the NBA. Okay, 209. I kind of jumbled your words there a little bit. If they lose tonight, it might be a wrap. You cannot lose this game. Maybe this is hyperbole and there would only be 2 games under 500 and I get all that. But starting off this season, a blowout loss to a Lakers team that is 4 games under 500 now, they're not good. Like, they may be the new look Lakers and they may have, D'Angelo Russell now didn't really play much last night. Vanderbilt, Beasley, who had a hell of a game. And yeah, Anthony Davis is healthy, quote unquote now. LeBron James, who didn't quite look right last night, 5 of 20, but still second highest plus minus at plus 22. Did a lot of other things, near triple-double with 9 boards and 8 assists. But again, it's not the greatest Laker team. And you got destroyed. Like, the Lakers are in control of that game for the most part. Yeah, it was close at halftime, but they ran away with it in that third quarter and wasn't even close. That's a bad sign. That's a bad sign. And if you do that against the Houston Rockets, it just might be a wrap. It just might be over. Here's Steve Kerr again last night, asked if he thought the team would have more juice after the All-Star break.
I liked our energy early, and then I think we got a little demoralized, a couple times in the game when things didn't go our way. I didn't think we were poised enough at key stretches, and we let things slip from us, and so we lost that energy. So we've got to find it quickly because obviously we got another game tomorrow night.
From Murali on the YouTube chat, Spadoni, James and Anthony combined for 25 points and still lose by double digits? It's not good. It's not good. That's a recipe for a win, usually, if you can hold those two guys to less than 30? To 25? But then again, look at that bench for the Lakers. 14 for Hachimura. Mo Bamba, 10. Schroeder, 13. Reeves, 17. And Lonnie Walker, 10? You kidding me? Yeah, this Warriors defense is cooked. It's cooked. It's a Sunday dinner at the Sopranos cooked, baked ziti, what have you. Make sure you're not at Janice's house. So just heat up the leftovers. But it's not good. It is not good. Murali, 65-30. The Lakers bench outscored the Warriors. 65-30. Yikes. It's not going to get it done. And a team that's already thin in the Golden State Warriors, getting even thinner now. No Andrew Wiggins, no Stephen Curry, potentially no Klay Thompson tonight. We'll see. I would expect him to play if he's starting to do back-to-backs now because they need him. Boy, do they need him. And they would need a huge Klay game or a Jordan Poole game, and they are a different team at home. I get all that. But my God, they better win this game tonight. They better win. Speaking of Klay Thompson, he spoke after the game as well about what he saw from the young guys in the fourth quarter.
called a timeout. They settled in, and I think Anthony Vereen told them to move the ball, attack, and then kick out for three, and responded to that very well. And that's what they did. And I mean, Patrick shot the heck out the ball. Moses was attacking the rim, and I just love the aggressiveness from that unit to get to the lane and get to the rim and kick out and take great shots. We can learn something from that, and we can continue that flow into tomorrow night.
We can learn from the rookie. Ooh, by the way, there was just a quick, huge gust, and the glass in here started to shake. It freaked me out. I was like, we have an earthquake? Be safe out there, by the way. It's wet, very wet and windy. If you're driving around, getting off work, getting ready for school, getting ready to go on a trip, travel, whatever, please be safe on the roads. Wind combined with rain, never good. Never good. But did Klay Thompson just insinuate that, like, the starters have to start learning from the young guys? You guys just won a freaking championship. What are we doing? 2/3 of the season's over. This is it, folks. This is it. Come on. It's time to start paying attention. It's time to stop making stupid mistakes. Play some defense. Act like you care. The sloppy turnovers, my God. You're acting like you're just going to waltz into the playoffs and everything's going to be fine. You got to get into the playoffs first, my guys. You got to get into the play-in game first. The team that you saw last night, you very well play them in the play-in game. And guess what? From what I saw last night, even with Wiggins and Steph, I still might be taking that Lakers team. That's blasphemy. Because they stink. So, my God, maybe I shouldn't even say they stink without saying the Warriors stink, because that's what they do. They stink. They're not a good team. They don't care. I don't see a team that cares. And is Steph just going to cure it all when he comes back? No. He hasn't cured it all season. Because one guy can't do that. You got to buy in. And right now, from top to bottom, they're not buying in to whatever Steve Kerr's selling. They're not buying it. 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. We're going to take a quick break. Coming back, hear more from Klay Thompson and break down this ugly, disastrous, disgusting first game back for the Golden State Warriors as they lose to the Los Angeles Lakers 124-111. It wasn't even that close. Come on back. Pregame show, Joe Spadoni, 95.7 The Game.
Tune in to 95.7 The Game for Warriors Live, 60 minutes before tip-off of every Warriors game. Brought to you by Xfinity. Supercharge your home with...
Joe Spadoni, 95.7 The Game. Phil Collins Friday for all those who observe. Maybe too lovey-dovey for a lot of Warriors fans checking in after a disgusting effort last night in the second half. Lakers blow them out, 124-111. Wasn't even that close. As the Warriors now fall to 7-23 on the road and 29-30 on the season. Not a great effort or shooting night from anyone, really, outside of Ty Jerome and Kevon Looney. Draymond Green, 3 of 10. Kuminga, 4 of 12. Klay Thompson, 8 of 19. Okay, 22. Not very efficient. DiVincenzo, 5 points, 2 of 7. 3-ball wasn't going. Jordan Poole got to the line, but his 3-ball wasn't going down. Other than that quick stretch to cut the lead before halftime, gave the illusion like the Warriors are going to be in it. Well, we should have known they weren't. And shame on me for giving you guys hope last night, Dub Nation. Shame on me yesterday morning saying, you know what? This Lakers team's not great. Even without Steph and Wiggins, the Warriors should find a way to win this game. They need Wiggins and Steph back desperately. Desperately. I undersold that yesterday. And I apologize to you, Dub Nation, and to all the Warriors fans listening on that Odyssey app. And be sure to download that Odyssey app. Favorite 95.7 The Game. And if you're not just into sports, if you're into music, if you're into pop culture, if you're into politics, we got it all. Just download that Odyssey app and favorite us as well. So you can check out the pregame show wherever you're at around the world. My brother-in-law, he's headed to Japan tonight. It's a long flight, but he's going solo dolo. What trip would you want to go by yourself around the world? Just by yourself. Japan would be pretty fun. I would like to do that. Let me know. 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. I just love Japanese culture too. Big anime fan. Shout out Naruto. Shout out One Piece. Dragon Ball Z. What have you. Avatar. I know that's not Japanese. It was American anime. Really well done, by the way. Movie sucked. Shout out M. Night Shyamalan. Klay Thompson. Your thoughts about Kerr saying y'all lacked poise last night?
I agree with Steve. You combat that by leaning on your teammates, being loud on defense, not fouling. I thought we fouled too many shooters. Just being a dog. I think, that lies on the older guys like myself and Draymond to will these young guys to play with that ferocity we might have missed in the second half.
Lacked poise. How are we lacking poise at this point? Like, what? You won a freaking championship last year. And maybe it is shame on us just all day here on 95.7 The Game for believing this team was actually just going to flip the switch. Because it's as simple as that. You know what? It's go time. It's going to be fine. Even without Wiggins and Steph, this team will figure it out. The vets will figure it out. They'll be ready. After this All-Star break, they're going to get their minds right. They'll be focused. Draymond Green, he was talking to Charles Barkley. You know what? I think that's going to fire him up. They'll all be good. Please. Draymond's closer to being in a Lakers uniform than he is to win another championship after last night. That's just the rat on the table. Morali, Spadoni, they had chances last night to win that game. Orlando Magic would have won. See, I think the Lakers controlled that game for the most part. There was not one point watching last night other than my disgust at the bad defense towards the end of that half to make it a close game. But there was no point where I felt comfortably or confident like, oh, the Warriors are winning this game. I was like, no, they're not winning this game. First off, they weren't winning that game because the 3 points weren't going down. The 3-pointers were not going down. And when that happens, coupled with bad defense, you're not winning games. Oh, and on top of that, the role players for the Lakers, they're making all their shots. You're not winning games doing that. LeBron James and Anthony Davis had 25, and it wasn't close. How does that happen? Well, it happens when you let guys attack the paint, when you let guys like Austin Reeves and Dennis Schroeder go in and out. When they start pulling in 2 defenders into the paint, they kick it out, and they get open threes. LeBron didn't have a great shooting night, but he hit some couple of 3-pointers in that third quarter where it just felt like, okay, that's it. Austin Reeves kicking him out to the corner. They're getting second chance opportunities. And when that happens, and there is no margin for error with this team, without Wiggins and Steph as it is, you're not winning games like that. You're just not. They're just not. I don't care if they cut the lead to 1. Great. What happened after that? Night. Cut the lead to 1. Congratulations. Got blown out in the third quarter. 4 quarters. They couldn't get it done. 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570, Xfinity Mobile text line. Shout out One Punch Man, Attack on Titan. Couldn't get into Attack on Titan. Need to check out One Punch Man. I just need to catch. There's just so much. Like One Piece is into like the thousands of episodes and manga. And yeah, I'm nerding out here for a sec, but having 2 kids, it's very difficult to catch up on any shows, let alone my anime, which is kind of on the back burner when it comes to that stuff because the wife doesn't watch it. If the wife doesn't watch it, I got to watch it by myself and I have to be alone. And that doesn't happen often unless I'm commuting on BART, but I'm not. I'm driving, so it is what it is. From the Xfinity Mobile text line, 209, Dylan from the 209. What's up, Dylan? Or Dylon. I'm 30 years old, been a Warriors fan 25 years. It hasn't been good all year. Thank you for being real. That's just what I'm trying to be. I'm not trying to sugarcoat this. It's not good. You better win tonight against the Houston Rockets. And we're going to be listening to it all right here on 95.7 The Game. Tim Roy, JD Warriors Live, 6 o'clock. Klay Thompson, I expect him to play in this back-to-back, but maybe I shouldn't expect anything from this team. I don't know what to expect. Expect the unexpected. Because that's what we're getting. Night in and night out. I expected it to be a closer game last night. And yeah, to Morali's point on the YouTube chat, it was a 1-point game at halftime. Great. And they get blown out. And then it's like, yeah, you know what? I kind of felt like that should have been it all along. In hindsight, you know what? No Wiggins, no Steph. That's too much to overcome. You're going up against 2 Hall of Fame players. 2 top 75 anniversary team players. AD, LeBron. And they didn't even play great. And you still lost. Man. Here's Klay on finishing strong.
With 23 games left, we still have a great opportunity to finish very strong, and you just continue to play your hardest and have fun while doing it. I mean, there's a lot of basketball left, believe it or not, and I know we still have greatness ahead of us. I'm never going to not believe in this team. Done too many great things not to.
Yeah, there's a lot of basketball games left, Klay. Are you either going to dig yourselves out of this hole of mediocrity or go further and go Journey to the Center of the Earth? Shout out Brendan Fraser. And I love Brendan Fraser's comeback, by the way. God, I love the Mummy movies. Mummy 1, Mummy 2. Mummy 3, Rachel Weisz wasn't in it. But the first 2, elite cinema. Just fun movies. Why don't they make anything like that anymore? I don't know. But love to see Brendan Fraser's comeback. Klay Thompson, Warriors, I'd love to see you guys come back on the season too. I don't think it's happening. They've shown us who they are. A mediocre to below average team for most part. Their defense, below average. Offense at times, great. But a below average defense and a great offense is going to get you where? The play-in game? Cool. We've seen what happens in play-in games with this team. Lost to the Lakers, lost to the Grizzlies. Night. It's all well and good if you could get to a series and keep using that stat during the Steve Kerr era where you've never lost a Western Conference series. Congratulations. Got to get there first. A stat's meaningless if you keep losing and playing games. And you got to make the play-in game. Now, there may be other teams around you that are just going to start tanking for Wembanyama potentially. Saw that last night, Dame Lillard getting a healthy scratch. You see that right? For the Blazers? When they're right in the thick of it? It's weird. It's very strange. Finally, from Klay Thompson, here's him talking about the urgency level with the team.
Very high, and we'll give it everything we got. And wherever we land at the end of the season, we'll be content with that, because if you give it full effort, maximum effort, you can live with the results.
Does he sound like a guy that believes in what he's saying? Do you believe that, Klay? I know that's his tone of voice. That's how he sounds. That's what he does. And he's the leader of that team right now with Steph being out. I don't think he even believes what he's saying when I listen to these quotes. Does he really believe all this? Yeah, the urgency level's high. Okay. Yeah, that's how it's kind of felt for most of this Warriors season. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah. You got 23 games left and you're a game under 500. You're 7-23 on the road. And you are going to go into this stretch playing teams like the Grizzlies, like the Bucks, like the Suns with Kevin Durant. Good luck, Warriors. Good luck. One more segment. We're going to take a break here. Come on back. The Cross Drover is next. Joe Shasky, he's going to join me to break down this mess as the Golden State Warriors fall to the Los Angeles Lakers 124-111. And again, the Warriors back at it tonight against the Houston Rockets. Warriors Live coverage of that starts at 6 o'clock with John Dickinson before tossing it over to the great Tim Roy, who will be on the call. And we'll have all that coverage for you right here all day. 95.7 The Game. Come on back. It's the pregame show. Joe Spadoni.
Kate, you look amazing. Thanks. I've lost 40 pounds with Balanced Medical Solutions. They have many options, but semaglutide was a good fit.
Show on 95.7 The Game.
Welcome back. Pregame show, Joe Spadoni, 95.7 The Game. Phil Collins Friday for all those observed. Lots of Friday. It's a Friday that comes with a little nerves as the Warriors play tonight at Chase Center. Thank you, Phil. Warriors Live, 6 o'clock. John Dickinson, before tossing over to the great Tim Roy, will be on the call. In a must-win game, I'm calling it. Warriors got to win this game. You can't lose to this Rockets team. You lose to this Rockets team, it's a wrap. I'm ready to say it right there. This is a corpse. This Warriors team, what was it? Call it, right? Time of death on this Warriors season. Yeah, that's if the Warriors lose tonight against the Rockets. I'm calling it. Right there. It's over. You can't lose to a tanking team. You just can't. I don't care if you have Steph and Wiggins out. You got future Hall of Famer Draymond Green. Probably going to have future Hall of Famer Klay Thompson. You have one of the best young players in the league, supposedly. Jordan Poole. That should be enough right there. Will they get it done? Who knows? Because I don't know anything about the Warriors this season. They don't look like any Warrior team I've seen since Klay Thompson and Steph Curry were out for the horrible post NBA Finals loss season to the Toronto Raptors. So, give them hell tonight, Warriors. We'll see. That's my motivational speech. Because you know what? Seems like they've checked out. It really does. And that sucks if you're a fan. It sucks. You thought maybe this is going to be a Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen last dance Bulls run, ends of the championship, everything's over. It might just be that, but without the championship. And how would we look at Michael Jordan differently if that happened? Well, we don't, because he won the 6 finals. He walked off into the sunset. Yeah, he came back, whatever. But perfection, and he just got to go out and do his thing. The Warriors, lot of question marks that are getting heightened and heightened and heightened with each and every loss. Bob Myers, where's he going? Draymond Green, you opting in or out? My money right now says he's opting out. What are you going to do with Klay Thompson? He's making a lot of money. Klay. You going to start taking over these games and winning them? I know you love to play in formerly Staples Center, now the Crypt. You going to start doing something? I know you had just a historic month last month, but we need you now in this stretch. We need you. So 888-957-9570 as the crossover now begins with Joe Shasky coming in here fired up. And Joe, the Lakers, they just handled the Warriors last night, and the final score doesn't indicate how much of a blowout I think that was. I feel like the Lakers controlled that game for the most part. And I'm going to throw it to you real quick because I just have to get something out of my backpack because I didn't get to do this last time. So just take over real quick.
Oh, I will. And I'm, the Warriors. The Warriors are who the Warriors are. Like when you're missing Wiggins and Curry, it's tough to make evaluations as you're pulling out a purple Kobe jersey. Wow, it looks incredible. What a sweet jersey. God, that's a cool jersey. Yeah, bang the microphone one more time for dramatic effect. God, the Warriors. Oh, and he's got the Mitchell House. Did you like that? I picked that beanie out.
He did.
Did you like that?
Yeah.
It looks really cool, isn't it? It's a classic.
Shout out to YouTube. I don't want it to be nice this morning. You know what? I'm a Laker fan, but the last segment here, I just wanted to have a little fun. Because there's nothing worse. And I know I'm on the flagship.
What's that?
You want a Laker fan coming in here roasting your team at 5 in the morning? You don't want that.
No,
but I'll come in.
So then let's change the topic for just a second.
I just wanted to look
You're a married man.
I am.
All right. You got a bunch of problems, Guru, right?
Oh, I got 3 kids and a bunch of problems.
All right.
2 kids and a bunch of problems.
Why does my wife always do this to me?
Oh, boy.
Okay. I'm sleeping, dead asleep.
Oh, no.
11:30. Push. Hey, yeah? Can you wake up? I'm up now. I need you to get me cash first things in the morning. Michelle, are you serious? And I'm looking for my dress and my jacket. Do you know where it is? The green one that I wore last week to the craft. I took it to the dry cleaners.
Oh my God.
What time's the dry cleaner open? I don't know. Why don't you Google it? Okay. Can you go in the morning? No, Michelle, I'm working in the morning.
Oh my God. This call could have been done in text, by the way. She could have just texted all of this.
She knew she was going to Vegas for a good 10 days, right? Her and her girlfriends are going to Vegas.
Oh, that's fun.
It is fun.
Nice.
If you knew you needed the green dress, why are you waiting till the last second? Literally, she flies out this morning. My dad's giving her a ride. Literally, she flies out this morning. So she's going to jam over to the cleaners to go get her whatever coat and her thing because I guess it's like snowing in Vegas. So what did she make me do? I wake up this morning. I'm going through my normal. I have a routine.
Yeah.
I'm a weirdo. You know me. I'm here usually around the same time.
No, you're good.
Right?
Consistent.
Can you go get me cash?
No.
And then bring it back to me.
No, I can't.
You know why? Because I can't find any of my credit cards.
Yes.
Always. In your 17 purses that are buried in the closet.
You're lucky if you have a bank right near you anyways, or you're going.
I do, actually.
Oh,
Point being, I had to go get, it's pouring. First step, where is it? Right into a puddle.
Oh, no.
Yeah, shoes soaking wet. So I go, I get the cash, I come back. She goes, all hundreds?
You didn't tell me if you wanted 20s.
Joe,
you want me to give you the counterfeited bill, the 50s?
Joe, I don't do cash anymore. Very rarely.
We're millennials. We don't do cash.
Thank you. I literally have my phone with my cards in the phone, slot thing on the back. It's so liberating because I don't have to carry a wallet, all those things.
I need to look into that.
I'm telling you, it's liberating. I do $20, Amazon. And it's lasted me 6 months. But point being, Michelle, why are you adding more stress to me in the morning? Because I'm very much I got to get my routine. I have enough stress in my life. I'm watching these damn Warriors. I called Lucas last night. Me and Max were texting. I screamed at Lucas for 25 minutes. Steve Kerr is completely lost me. Look, is he a champion? Absolutely. Is he an all-time legend when it comes to, the rarefied air of coaching? Absolutely. My God. Your insistence to shove Ty Jerome and Anthony Lamb down my throat. If I was the owner.
Great shooting night from Ty Jerome, by the way.
I don't even want to hear.
8 of 15.
If I was the owner paying the money that I'm paying for all these guys, and this guy is out here riding or dying with the turnstile that is Ty Jerome playing heavy minutes at point guard while my draft pick is rotting on the bench. Last night, Kuminga last night was on pace in the middle of the fourth quarter to play 23 minutes. In a game where you've got 9 guys suited up. There's no excuse for Kuminga not to have 30-plus minutes carved out on a team that has no perimeter defense and no athleticism. It is almost criminal what Steve Kerr has done to this roster this year. Is he a legend? Yes. Things can be true simultaneously. He has single-handedly drove me to the nut house watching this team. He refuses to even give the young guys, look, you're telling me Patrick Baldwin Jr. couldn't get 6 or 7 minutes here and there? How is JaMychal Green, a 33-year-old who you said was a veteran, how is he on pace with 10 minutes to go in that game to have less minutes in that game than Anthony Lamb?
Yeah, it was tough. No, it was tough.
What does he see in Anthony? I want someone to ask him at a podium, what do you see in Anthony Lamb?
What does he see in these two-way players?
We lead the league. In the history of the league, there has not been more national broadcast talk about two-way players than the 2022-2023 Golden State Warriors. Look, again, Kerr is solidified. He's a champion. He's all those things.
One of the greatest coaches of all time. We get all that.
Simultaneously, he has been god-awful this year. There was a lineup last night with Poole, Ty Jerome, JaMychal Green, Kevon Looney, and who was the...
I think Anthony Lamb, right?
Anthony Lamb. And I said... What? This is the no offense, no defense lineup. What is this lineup? And God bless Kevon Looney. He's the only guy on the team. I'd put Dre in that category who tries his you-know-what off on both ends.
He's bringing it every night.
Kevon Looney could play for me for the rest of my career. If I'm Joe Lacob. You know what I mean? I want that guy on my team. Watching what Steve Kerr's been doing and no one challenging him at a podium. You're telling me Patrick Baldwin Jr. at 19 doesn't bring more to the table? I don't care if he can't play defense. He can knock down a three, and this team chucking threes left. I'm sorry. Joey, last night was the breaking point for me. And I know Wiggins and Curry aren't here, all those things. The straw that broke the camel's back was last night. And I know I sound insane because I know Curry's coming. I get it.
I think you speak for a lot of the fans where you come out of the break and you put up that performance.
Can you stop
Where's
the ball?
the urgency? You guys had Dalton Johnson on. He covers the team for NBC Sports.
Oh, but the vibes.
The vibes were great, right?
And it's not his fault.
No. But that goes back to the point. Like, why are you so loose? I need it to be tense in that locker room. I need people to be pissed off. I don't need Klay Thompson after the game, and God bless Klay. I know that's like just the way he talks sometimes. We're going to figure it out. The urgency's high. Is it? I don't hear it from anyone. Draymond, he's the only going on his podcast and saying it, but my God.
And finally, it took like 6 years. Wait a minute. Teams are sagging off Draymond Green and certain. Maybe we should run him through the block. That is the biggest wrinkle Steve Kerr's done offensively in like 2 years.
Yeah. No, you're right. And it just goes back to everything getting so hyper-focused. Now that you're starting to it's 23 games left. Everything now is just going to be so examined. And it's starting to feel like, hey, if Michael Jordan didn't win that championship, this might be look like it. Bob Myers, he's going to be gone probably. Draymond Green, what's he going to do? Was he auditioning for the Lakers last night? Like, you start putting these things in your mind as a fan because now every single loss, that gets more and more of a possibility. That starts happening. And that's panic starts happening. And you know what? It's not going to be good.
Joe, these two things cannot line up to me. To me, this is incongruent, okay, as I go algebra on you. We had to move Wiseman to save a couple of million. Because I'm listening. I saw Willard on the tweets. Willard's putting out tweets. They saved $36 million trading James Wiseman next year.
Don't care.
What about the money you've wasted on Andre Iguodala? It's a $2 million deal. We'll do the multipliers. Because if you're going to multiply the money of the $3.5 million that you saved off Wiseman and say, oh, they're saving close to $40 million, you're blowing $10 million on Andre Iguodala so that Steph can feel good.
Oh yeah, vibes, dude. It's all about the vibes. Come on.
The vibes have been awful.
No, they've been fine.
They've been
You've listened to Klay. No,
it's
fine.
Jermichael Green, another veteran who's making X amount. So you combine those, they've been useless. The two of them have been useless, right? Combine that money. Now throw Moses Moody in there and his money. So whatever you think you were saying with James Wiseman, I can make the exact same argument that you're literally wasting the exact same amount of money on those three players combined. So like none of it makes sense. You want to say, hey, they're saving money for a business. Okay, but they're not. You want to tell me, Joe, it's about vibes. Well, the vibes are you can't stop a sixth grade basketball team in transition. You want to tell me it's about winning? You're a losing team right now.
No, and especially on the road, 7-23. You're kidding me?
The Lakers they're now 4 games under 500.
Yes,
they look infinitely better and trending in the right direction. These are two trains going in the opposite direction, Paul Simon.
Which is crazy. Shout out. I'm
sorry, I've lost my mind.
Which is crazy considering where they were just a couple weeks ago. That's Joe Shasky. That's just a little taste of what's going to come up next with Bonte Hill in the Morning Roast. Anthony Slater going to be joining them at 8:30. He's our 95.7 The Game insider. He covers the Warriors better than anyone else. Cannot wait for that interview. Joe Shasky, Bonte Hill next as the Golden State Warriors fall to the Los Angeles Lakers 111-124. They're back at it tonight against the Houston Rockets. Coverage of that for Warriors Live starts at 6 o'clock with John Dickinson before tossing it over to the great Tim Roy, who will be on the call. 95.7 The Game.